So, hello. We have been talking in terms of the Shri Chakra since some time. Yeah. We have even a lot of sayings that when you have the Shri Chakra in the fields, the crops grow well. Um, there is something very interesting about the Shri Chakra. Yeah. It's part of the information technology. Yeah. By how the universe, the Shri Chakra is a construct that formed over many, don't ask how many years of contemplation, and then they came to that structure. Now, consider there have been people who've been thinking about different aspects and then connecting the dots and then bringing things together, and then there's this image that's formed. So that's like information technology. Yeah. And bits of information over a long period of time came together in a symbolic representation, like we have a label, like we have the name called artificial intelligence, or we have a name called economy, where it's a system of names, and it's an ecosystem of names. Yeah. Um, we have symbols, we have languages, we have HTML codes. Languages are like codes. They also have, they're coded with signs, symbols, meanings, um, different similar facets. Um, by which communication becomes possible. Now, art, music has a certain code. Drawing, painting has a certain code, a certain color schema by which colors are made in a particular combination, and then communicates the light and the dark. And the language of painting is different from the language of music, is different from the language of writing, is different from the language of gardening, is different from the language of cooking. Yeah, is different from the language of weaving. Yeah, there are different facets. And then we have a different communications. Now I'm speaking in English. So English has a certain code which is different from, say, Hindi or German. Similarly, the Shri Chakra is coded with certain information. Yeah. And this system, what is represented by the Shri Chakra, is formed similarly by an information system, by an information technology from nature. When we consider that the universe formed, we are talking in terms of, say, from the Big Bang, there has been several evolutions, several movements. And then we have Earth, yeah? And we are still looking for signs of life elsewhere in the universe, yeah, in the cosmos. And we are yet to find any. And Earth has been stably sustaining life since some time, yeah, since a few years. We don't even know how long, yeah. We have our own dating and estimation, and then we keep finding a new evidence, yeah. Um, like the Shore Temple, I got to know after the tsunami, they discovered an excavation site, yeah, that was not available before. So it's kind of interesting. After the Noah's Ark, there's the idea of the Manvantara, yeah, Noah's Ark, where a person goes in a ship in a boat, yeah, across the ocean, and then they land somewhere, and then a civilization begins. So in the Indic way of thinking, they call it Manvantara, which means this has happened many times. And then in the Bible, there's this reference of now there will be floods no more, yeah. And evolution continues because civilizations have seen many changes, many movements. And that's also how economic reforms happen. Yeah. So there is a better way of living. Now, after the 2 years of the pandemic, there is now further focus on health and how we look at life and civilization. So change is a constant in that sense. Improvements is happening regularly. And that's also how we have new creatives, new movies, new thought lines, a new theory that comes up, then somebody gets a Nobel Prize for. Yeah. So change is happening regularly. And we are regularly training to get better. Yeah. We are exercising, going to the gym, working out and solving problems. So all of this is in many ways, one way, small ways, big ways, contributing to it's like a tree growing. Yeah. Even if you look very carefully, unless you have a time lapse, you don't quite know how the tree is growing. Yeah, but it's growing. So similarly, the Shri Chakra has a certain interesting combination of information, which is not so obvious. So I'm going to talk about that, which is not very obviously heard. And how you understand that is through stories, mythological stories, folklore, movies also, because somebody is inspired to make a movie because there are thought lines within the information field that then inspire somebody to make that painting, that song, that movie, that article. Yeah. So, which is also why paying attention to different media also has a value. This is a part image of the Sri Chakra. The entire image has outside the circle there, the big circle, there is one row of petals of 60 of 8 petals and another row of 16 petals. Yeah. And then outside that, there is further construct. They call it the gate, and it's formed with 3. There is further. Yeah. I invite you to look it up on Google. Thing is, those petals, we will be talking about this image quite often. But what I'm alluding to here, what I'm saying here is, just like how the Sri Chakra formed at a point in time, information is happening regularly. Yeah. And which is why I've come to, okay, it's not there here, but I've represented as my Mahameru, my representation of my conscience. But that's also coming over many years of contemplation on different matters. And in the course of my, bettering my conscience, I came to know the Sri Chakra has a few secrets. And that is the petals, for example, when you're drawing the petals, the 8-row petal, 8-row circle, you would need to represent that, you need to draw that by drawing 16 lines and then connecting the lines into 8 petals. Yeah. And then the 16 petal row, you would need to draw 32 lines and then connect them to form 16 petals. The movie Maleficent, yeah, Aurora is cursed by Maleficent that on her 16th birthday, she would prick her finger on a spindle needle, and that'll put her into a sleep. Yeah. And it would take a kiss of true love for her to wake from it. Yeah. The Shri Chakra is holding a secret. The 8 petal, we all talk in terms of, Ashtalakshmi, yeah, then 16, 16 lines, and then you connect it to form the petal. It's like gateways. You need to have matured your cares to love, to true love, and keep it sweet and simple. KISS, KISS, keep it sweet and simple. Otherwise, you get all heavy, become all guru, heavy. Yeah. And it requires something for us to be a shishya or a student, lifelong student, and not just cookie into a guru. Yeah. You kind of have something substance, and you're not a student enough. It takes Shishu. For example, the Shishu's gem, yeah, in the movie Raya and the Last Dragon. It's talking about what it takes to have a body is at least 60% water. So what it takes for a body to maintain the clarity of water, such that we are not getting cookied. We could even have endocannabinoids, yeah, giving us, we are either having substance in terms of salt, sugar, oil, masalas, and we even eat many things. We eat food, given that we eat food. And then it's about digestion, anabolism, metabolism, catabolism. It's when we digest completely that we have the benefit of food we eat. And food has its effect on our body. For example, when we eat plants, for example, seeds, they are plants' way of reproducing. So you're basically eating up their babies. Yeah. So when that's happening, plants have their own way of reacting. Similarly, animals, they have a life. And then we are kind of cutting short their lifespan, yeah, by eating them up. So that has its own effects on our body. So that forms a toxic effect. And it requires for us, and then our own body forms endocannabinoids. Yeah. There is these systems that then gives hallucinatory effects. Yeah. If you're getting lost in the hallucinations, yeah, it's like being intoxicated. We could be intoxicated by poison. People even go to the bars, have their, they ask, what's your poison? Your whiskey and your alcohol, different thing, is also poison. We also have that alcohol effect from our own body, and they intoxicate us, take us away from reality, into our own little world, yeah, away from reality. So life is but a dream. When you're only dreaming and dreaming but not quite in reality, you could lose your footing on the matter. Yeah. So you may be growing up through the Shri Chakra. You have your cares. We have a body that's human, but it takes something to be a student of life, a lifelong student of life. Yeah. Otherwise, we could get a little cookied with the 8, Ashtanga, and Ashtanga yoga is also there. So you have the 8, Ashtalakshmi, and you have all wealth, and got a little cookied, and you don't know what you don't know. Yeah. We even have a very interesting relationship with oxygen. Yeah. We even take, it has been noticed that oxygen has a certain effect on our body after a certain point. So we even take antioxidants to take away from the bad effects of oxygen on our body. Yeah. So we don't really know something. We don't know how to digest, metabolize the stuff from our body, including the intoxicant effects. Poison. Yeah. Now, the Samudra Manthan is talking about Parvati knowing a way by which to remove the poison from Shiva's body, such that, the Samudra Manthan continues. Yeah. Because otherwise, there was poison forming from the Sheshnag. Yeah. And then it would have destroyed everybody. Yeah. So Shiva took that up, and Parvati needed to detoxify, depoison, Vishachikitsa, such that life continues. Yeah. That's also Shrishti optimization. Yeah. That's also part of it. Now, what did Parvati do? Yeah. And then there's a story that says she got affected by carbon dioxide. She was taking care of Shiva, but not taking care of herself enough. Yeah. So she got into the effect of the carbon dioxide. Yeah. The poisonous effect. And then comes me into the picture. Yeah. Over many cycles of evolution, where different people have been talking about yoga, and then practicing many forms of yoga, and then how to maintain health, and we have different health maintenance practices, and we still have WHO's list of diseases, which means something is not found yet, something is still not figured out, and we revere the Shri Chakra. Our economy may be even functioning by the Shri Chakra, the Katapayadi Sankhya. So these systems, these symbols, the systems have formed over many eons. I would say eons because we don't really know how old the system is. Yeah. We have a guesstimate, and then new information comes, and then you think, okay, that we have something else to think about. And then our theories, our models, our calculations again go through improvements. Now, I'm talking in terms of, so the 16, yeah. They also say 16 is a form of Durga. Durga is also door. Yeah. It's like a spaceway. It's a space that is there. And the door to a better space does not open. Yeah. Which is also like Fae or Maleficent Fae. your weaves, the spindle weaves, we make our Vedas, our spindles, our stories. And, this is how life is. And stories are made by names, words put in together in particular meanings and the meanings strung together. We form stories. These are the weaves, the Vedas. And we keep searching for the needle in the haystack. Yeah. So that's also something we kind of keep looking for the solution that then will solve the problem. But then at a point, the solution itself is a problem. Yeah. We keep looking for how to solve the problem. And so we keep looking for solutions. And then we don't see at what point the solution is a problem. Yeah. That's when we don't know where is our weaves kind of okay. And then have us to be like, what is it? Okay, in Raya and the Last Dragon, there is the drones. Yeah. Okay, that's one representation of the dark matter, or what we don't know. Yeah, kind of then putting it on the other side. Stoned people. Stoned. Stoned is also you're hallucinated and stoned. That's one way to look at it. Another way is you're all mummified. This. So not with life. Yeah, and then you have to go through. That's like Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, like Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. And then it requires a kiss of true love to then resuscitate your life. Yeah. So Shishu's gem kind. Okay. So this is kind of like my Shishu's gem. Okay. I'll make a video. So the development of the Shishu's gem, or the representation of the Shishu's gem. A human body, basically. How to be Shishu's gem. Yeah. So we are living life in the multiverse. What does it take? It takes some education. Yeah. Because our ideas of yoga is also standing on our head. And there are also many mystical practices, which means we keep going into our endocannabinoids and all kinds of further information, further education required, because we keep going into hallucinatory states. We have Shiva yoga, but don't know how to do the Visha Chikitsa. And it's got to be Shri, in a way that Shri, health, wealth, and wisdom is showing up. So you say Shri Vidya. But our idea of Shri Vidya is higgledy-piggledy. I've listened to some description of the matter, and I was thinking, okay, they've gotten their Lego piece is interesting. Their interpretation of text maybe, or maybe I haven't had a conversation with those people who are actually practicing it the way it needs to. That could also be the case. Nevertheless, I'm finding I'm doing this, so I might as well keep talking about it. And I've often been continue doing, because what I'm doing, nobody else is doing. So I don't know if that's because I'm a woman. And I'm inquiring to the matter. And because, well, just like agriculture came at a point in time, money came at a point in time, internet came at a point in time. It's like an information technology. Yeah, somebody is inspired to, oh, no, I'm going to work on this. And then there's a way of life that then shows up. So I happen to be doing this. This was there, expected. Permutations, combinations, when the conditions are right, then this becomes possible. So I've been doing something. And then I discovered, okay, I've been doing movementless yoga. I call it as healthy and natural breathing. And it's a way by which you metabolize the substance in your body. That includes Visha Chikitsa, that includes Tattva Shuddhi, that includes healthy natural breathing. It's like asana, pranayama, dhyana, yeah, which yoga people talk about. There's also the other Ashtanga, pratyahara, samadhi, dhyana, what have we have? Okay. Yama niyama, yeah. Did I cover all? Asana, pranayama, dhyana, pratyahara, samadhi, yama niyama, dharana. Okay, 8. So we have 8, yeah. And then not understanding the finer details about it, about what yama is, what niyama is, what is underlying that kind of like what is underlying the Shri Chakra? What is underlying the Katapayadi Sankhya? We have the sounds of life, we have the music, but what underlies it? We talk in terms of, I'm saying Shri Tesla, because he's done some good work. Yeah. Mr. Nikola Tesla, he said, if you want to um, learn the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency, energy, vibration. Now I'm saying there's something underlying it. And that I find is silence, stillness, nothing. Yeah. And that's an entire science that I call as no technology, or the technology by which the cosmos works. Yeah. Prakriti, Purusha, the universe, multiverse, the cosmos just let's just say works. Life works. Yeah, life. And I find the universe is alive and has been arriving at different stages of making life better. The whole system work better and work, and for-profit enterprise, almighty dotting, I call it. Yeah. And we're all on planet Earth. Yeah. And we are humans. And it's like a large incorporation. Yeah. Looking for improving the infrastructure such that life and living in the multiverse sustainably shows up sustainably without there going any, those causes which cause the Big Bang not showing up. Yeah. So it's like once burned, yeah, twice shy. Yeah. So being really careful about it. So the Sri Chakra, 16, Fey, yeah, weaves. There's a certain threshold there. Yeah. So there's a um, um, safety mechanism there. At a certain point, you then need to improve from there. You need to mature your love to, care to love to true love, and then improve the true love. Otherwise, your weaves are, the doors won't get open. Yeah, you would, that's the line of fire. Yeah. Faye, Phoenix, that's a line of fire. Yeah. So I'm talking about movementless yoga that includes healthier metabolism, which means you're also working with fire and then water and then, earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space. Given that we're on earth, given that our body is like, like wood, seed growing through sapling, through trees are wood. Given that our body, an adult body is like wood, yeah? And Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine talk about tissues going dry, which is when also diseases show up. That's one of the thought lines there. Yeah. And then what does it take to maintain our body not dry and keep it all fresh and, sap, nice green, really nice. Yeah. Green in the sense ecologically viable. You're not going to dry off and then become stone. Yeah, no. So keep it all fresh and neat and nice. Requires earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space. These elements needs to regularly go through Tattva Shuddhi. Yeah, need to go through improving the wood of the matter. So the metal, like the periodic table, we ennoble over time. As we ennoble, the weaves, the stories we make of life, how we live life, what we do in life improves, which is when the 8 goes to the 16. The 16 is formed by 32. 32 is like, we have 32 teeth. We have a bite on life. Yeah. You say the Vajrakita. Yeah. The Vajrakita in the story of the Gandaki. Yeah. It's said the Vajrakita is said to be like kind of like an insect, but it's not an insect. It's an organism. Yeah. That then forms the see, I forget it at the right moment. 1 minute. Forms a saligram. I don't say shaligram because S has a very fine significance in Dravidian. Yeah, Dravya. Sri Adi Shankaracharya called himself a Dravya Shishu. Yeah, Dravya is also element. When you're like the periodic table, when your element is becoming more ennobled. It's also like your metal becoming more ennobled. So you're a finer substance. Yeah. So your anatomy and physiology functions in a finer way, so that your weaves are then in such a way that life does not want to put you off to sleep anytime soon. Yeah. And then there's always regular assessment. Are you good enough? Are you safe this way? So there's always that, because there has been the Big Bang, and it's been a concern. Yeah. So it's a very expensive, yeah, lots of tradition. Yeah. So to have our weaves be sustainable in almighty dotting, for why almighty dotting is in existence. Yeah. This whole universe, yeah, is in existence. From where we are on earth talking our things. Yeah. To have that bite on life, the 16 petal, yeah, with section 32, it's got a bite. Yeah. And then that doesn't stop there. Yeah. There is further developments from there. We will, which is why I have an infinite model. Yeah. Can keep including things, and then, but you will need to grow up, including through the developments of the Shri Chakra. That's good. It's a good, nice caveat. Yeah. Um, by which it's like the go, no go. Yeah. That way. So there is these regular assessment, and so I have my conscience. Yeah. Where I can put in information, and over time improve the substance of your me. Your me. They say before you go changing the world for the better, yeah, work on yourself. So what's the weave that I've been making over time? Yeah, what's the kind of batter? How have you been battering your substance? Rather, what have you done with um, um, kind of like the battering from life? Yeah, the sukha and dukkha is like from two sides. You have the male and the female. Male dynasty, female dynasty. Tuck, 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 and then in between, we kids grow up. Yeah, between the sperm and ovum, his story and her story worth of stories. Yeah, it's like the statue of David. Yeah, person who made it, Michelangelo. He said to have quoted that David was always in the stone. All he did is remove the extra bits. Yeah. So parents, different kinds of people are tuck, 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 yeah, all the time. And yeah. And then the fine us emerges. Yeah. So criticism is also there. That's part of the development. And what it takes to then digest the matter, yeah, blessings and curses. Now that's where a slight difference is. Our religious models, some are very outgoing, like God is out there, yeah. And so we are reaching out to God there. So we also have sounds and chanting and idols. And some religious practices, our God is inside. You can't see, it's invisible. So there are no idols, there are no chanting sounds. Yeah. So there are those practices. So there is incoming practices, and there's also outgoing practices. And so we have some people being extroverts and some people being introverts. Yeah. And the movie Moana talks about see the line where the sky meets the sea. Yeah. That's where, like the surface tension of water. You talk about the horizon. Yeah. That's where the sky meets the sea. That horizon, surface tension. Water also has surface tension. So what does it take to be between these two? Yeah, and not lose it. So you're having the best of both worlds. Yeah. Between life and death. What does it take to maintain life such that the life and death both are improving? Yeah. Yama and niyama. You could say life as niyama and yama as death. Yeah. So yama and niyama both is improving. You could say God and the devil. Yeah. The devil is like Devi. Yeah. We think, oh, Devi, female goddess. But if you see devil, it's talking about, it's like the Trinity. Yeah. You would say, so Devi is masculine, feminine, and also baby. It's like you have the sacred geometry, you have the Vesica Piscis, forming from, there are two circles. When they come together, there's a vesica piscis. So that's actually three. Yeah. So you also have the idea of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, the creator, preserver, and destroyer. Yeah. So that's idea too. So what does it take to keep the threes together? There are lots of triangles there. Lots of triangles. And every stage of development requires us to keep these threes together. Yeah. We got lots of math and fine details to pay attention to. So we are having a healthy, wealthy, wise life, and we are in living life in the multiverse. Yeah, which is why human beings are constructed. We have a design for how to become humane beings. The mythology is talking in terms of Dashami and Dashavatara. Now, when I remove that picture, so that has, you could go to Intro to My Conscience. There's a video that I made about it, with the layers. So it has a dot and then 10 layers. So whether you're a male or a female, you have Dashami and Dashavatara cycles there. Yeah. So there's the idea of the Ravana. Yeah, Rama is like inside the dot. Yeah. Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, that's also again a three there. Yeah. In the hut, yeah, the golden deer kind. There is temptations, but what does it take for us to have the golden, many, the skin being all fine and being all dear? How are you, dear? Because we keep looking for the dear things. Yeah. And we could get quite lost in the matter, such that the 10 layers could take us off from our being grounded in reality. Yeah. And then the health of the matter. So we have there, in that, we have two layers of 10 circles. Yeah. So we could get lost in the male 10, female 10, Dashavatara and Dashami. Yeah, we could get lost in that. And then keeping our composition together, that takes some, yeah. So that takes some work. So that's why healthy natural breathing involves, without even moving a muscle, maintaining the hope alive. Yeah. Detoxifying the effects from, all the particle pelting from you did this, all the name callings, and oh my goodness. Yeah. How people look at you, they look at you from outside in or from inside out. Because that's according to the religious practices. Yeah, God is outside or God is inside. So anyway, from both sides, taka. Yeah. So we need to maintain our internal composition and the external composition. Yeah. And maintain the matter clear. Because they're also talking about angels and demons and then, helpers and guides. And we got lots of ways of thinking and looking at life and dealing with life effectively. So while we have all of this going on, maintaining our composition, humane, and becoming better at that. Because the Shri Chakra is talking about, we have lots of information, but it takes something for us to develop in such a way that we are remembering that we are mortal. And so the word immortal, I am mortal, and continue to remember mortal. Otherwise, we have the movie Brave that talks about a person who was developing his strength and that he becomes a bear, Mordu. Mordu. So you don't become other than human. You got to maintain being human. Otherwise, you become all, whoa, yeah. Gods, demons, there are all kinds of animals, yeah. Dragons, and Maleficent is talking about, oh, there is that, yeah. So there's a dinosaur, dragons, and animals. It takes something to be human, just a human. Yeah, not develop horns and so I hope you see a human in a little more perspective. Yeah. And what it takes to be human. Yeah. Otherwise, we have these gods and demons. Gods, goddesses, demonesses. So the Shri Chakra is talking about a lot of stuff. So I hope this gives you pause for thought. And you consider having a conversation with me, because then I would be able to make the matter clearer. I'm working on improving the video quality, and then the content is more short, tiny little 60 seconds worth of distance run. Tiny short content. I'm working on making it available. Meanwhile, while the work is in progress, do you want to wait all that while before you could have a conversation with me? You could get your stuff more clarified. Your conscience gets more clearer. It becomes easier. Yeah. And as we are having interactions, as we are conversing, life becomes simpler. And you would also be able to participate in having life be healthy, wealthy, wise, live. We're all on the same planet. Um, and when we are children, we are the world, we are the children, we are the ones to make a difference. So let's start giving. I think I put some words there myself. Yeah. So let's start giving. Yeah. And it's in living, but yeah. We're basically saving our own lives. Yeah. And when we are making sure others are also living a healthy, wealthy, wise life, we are also saving our own lives. So we're not going to get killed anytime soon, because there's always this osmosis. I'm doing well, you're doing well. So the have and have nots, there comes an imbalance. And then we need to make sure that everybody's doing well. Yeah. So that's also one of the reasons why I'm talking about the matter. And at the same time, when you're doing well, and I'm not passing around poison or something. So this is information that helps you live better. All of us, we're on the same planet. When we're all doing better, I'll also do better. Yeah. So that way, um, we are taking care of everybody. That way, the village takes care of the baby, and baby takes care of the village. Yeah. So it's also called Ubuntu. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.